Thanks, Jeremy. And it is a beautiful day here in Maryland at the Soccerplex Stadium here on Field 12, about to crack in to the men's premier bracket.
Yeah, and what a bracket it's going to be. We start with a really strong matchup. We've got Iowa Central, who were a semifinalist last year. Were actually eliminated by Kutztown, a very competitive match, playing as the home team against Nazareth. So we're looking forward to the contest. Do you have any thoughts, Abby, as we go into this?
Nazareth entering this match as a severe underdog, so they have nothing to lose. They need to put it all out there. And it is 7, so anything can happen. It's such a short electric game. 14 minutes on the clock. That's 2 7-minute half, and all to play for here. It is single elimination.
Yeah, which makes it really tough. You have no room for errors, and that's what makes it exciting because, as you said, Iowa are definitely the favorites, but, a couple of slips by them and the game can turn very quickly. So looking forward to it. I will tell you the Iowa team coming in on a high as the ref blows because they won the Fighting Irish 7, so they'll be ready. Nice high kick, just getting through the 10. Well taken by Iowa Central. Musingwini comes in at halfback. Oh, nice start. Well, we've got a good chase. Is he going to have the legs to get there, Abby? I think he is.
And what a start from Iowa Central. We said they were proving that, scoring within 30 seconds is Iowa Central taking that lead 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, what a start, and just very much the fundamentals of sevens. You just hit the edge, see what your edge runner can do. And obviously he was set away by a beautiful sort of pocket pass by the inside man. So, really good beginning for Iowa, and I think a couple of warning signs for Nazareth.
Ian Murrah is the one who dots it down. But for me, it all started with that kick receipt. Jennings got under that high contestable kick, backed himself in his aerial skills, quick ruck through the hands, and easy as you like down that far side of the pitch for the first try of the day.
Absolutely. And I think Nazareth should be a little bit disappointed because it was a great kick for them to get up and compete on. It went about 10.5 meters. It has to obviously travel 10. So, they'll have to fix that one because they need to retain some possessions.
Now in sevens, you do kick off after you score. So a high-hanging restart from Iowa Central.
Really nice. Very nicely taken by Nazareth. They'll be happy to actually have possession for the first time. We've got some good pressure there from Iowa, keeping them a little bit bracketed. Looks like they're moving well side to side, but Nazareth trying to move the ball, look for some opportunities out on the edge. That looked like number 8, Palmazano, with a good carry, but unfortunately too close to the touch line. He's thrown it to touch, so it's a free possession to Iowa Central. You just can't afford that, can you, Gabby?
Inexperience shown there from this Nazareth side, flirting with the touch line. You have to jam back in if you enter that 5-meter channel, and you're not going to get around your outside. It's all about possession. Sometimes these teams get a little too eager early on, thinking they need to break through on first or second phase, but it's okay to just build that momentum and pressure.
Absolutely. And so now Iowa has the opportunity to build some momentum. We've got Gavin Olesen, putting the ball in at scrum half. So let's see what the first scrum of the day looks like.
They have a lot of pitch to work with, this entire bottom half of your screen, with a few threats in the back line for Iowa Central.
A few. Nicely put there, Gabby. Nicely put. It's the English in me where I'm not very good with names. I think I called her Gabby, and I do apologize, especially to an Olympian. So it's absolutely Abby Gustitis, and that is 100% on me. Anyway, here go Iowa Central. Solid scrum, moving the ball, looking to hit the edge again. It looks like they might have some space out on the edge. Good defensive tracking. Nice patient build-up. So penalty there after the contact, not rolling away. So another free possession to Iowa Central. Here goes Musingwini looking out onto the edge. We're losing a bit. We have to go to our screen here to see it. Still retaining possession as we get inside the 22. Oh, once again, just a nice slide through. Very elusive runner. Well, he's actually given the try. He lost possession, but it looks like he grounded it right before. So, Abby, what are your thoughts on what Nazareth need to do in order to try and get back into this game?
They need to front up physically, just commit to the tackle and get them down as fast as possible. I think if they stay out of the breakdown, they have 3 players just there, sort of no one putting their hand up, owning that tackle. And then that's just good downward pressure seen from Olesen getting in Iowa's second try.
Yeah, nice little dummy to open up a space and then using his pace and rugby IQ to get through. So really solid start. Nazareth, again, are probably going to have to figure out, like you said, they need to apply more pressure. If you leave Iowa Central to run free, I think it'll be a long next 10 minutes for the Nazareth team. And that did not help. So the kickoff went high over their head, and Iowa have managed to retain possession as they move the ball again to the edge. Musingwini again looking to set up, and his cut inside. And number 8 from Nazareth there, Palmisano, couldn't close the gap quickly enough with the speed and elusiveness of Musingwini. So, boy.
Musingwini with the footwork, with the hop skip. He hesitates the entire Nazareth defensive line. Again, no one quite putting their arm up saying, I got this. This is my man, my tackle. Having that onus, and it was just too easy for Musingwini to spot that gap and put the defender flat-footed.
Well, and Gabby, as you know, because you do it all the time, when you get a mismatch of an elusive hard runner against a guy who's slow into the gap, the elusive hard runner is always going to win. And that's what we saw there with Musingwini. So very impressive start.
And the beauty of sevens, you fight for those 1v1 battles. And with the amount of space on the pitch, if you have some electric footwork, you put it to use. And then he coasted into the try zone.
Another really nice high restart. Shouldn't be contested, and Nazareth retained possession. So let's see what they can do with the ball. A really nice breakout here by Nazareth. They'll be happy with that. Hopefully he's got some support runners. That looks like number 5 from Nazareth was running through. Number 6, I believe, Pavlek. And they have a penalty for not releasing. So about 10 meters out, let's see what they can do with the ball. Hopefully a little bit of patience. Nice step by Bowen, cutting back inside, going on his own. Oh, a little offload. Unfortunately, he's gone to the wrong hand. A little bit of a wasted possession. It looked like they could be in for 5 or 7, and now Iowa has the chance to break out. What do you think, Abby?
That is sevens to a T. It's end-to-end action. Do not take your eyes off it. But again, that white line fever got the best of Nazareth, and they gifted that ball back to this threatening Iowa Central side.
Yeah, Cameron with the carry there. Good. Oh, what a beautiful turnover there. Number 10 there from Nazareth, Bowen, who just made that really nice carry, really got into the tackle, got over the ball, got his hands on it, and is rewarded with a penalty. I think that's 2 positive things in a row for Bowen and for Nazareth.
Bowen has done really well there. Great work on attack, but also getting the job done on defense. Let's see if they can convert this opportunity into some points.
That was a really nice carry by Dylan Fairchild, setting it out to the edge. Again, let's hope they're patient here and move the ball back side to side, try and test, see if there's any gaps in the Iowa Central defense. Another penalty. This is for hands in the ruck. So Nazareth's starting to build a little bit of pressure, which they need to at 17-0 down. They need to score before halftime. Oh, a spilled ball in the middle of the field, and Iowa breakout. But it's actually coming back for another penalty, probably for offside. Let's see what the referee signals.
Ill-disciplined is being a detriment to this Iowa Central side, and it could very well shift the momentum as we head into halftime. I'm okay with this scrum option from Nazareth. You see the body language on the pitch. Fatigue has well and truly set in So you take a moment to compose yourself and you work a training pitch move, something you know exactly what the lines are, where your teammates are expected to be, and seeing if you can exploit this Iowa Central side.
I'm sure that Nazareth has done a lot of this on the practice pitch to get ready. They've got 4 Iowa Central guys committed around the scrum, so let's see if they can run something and get Bowen open. Unfortunately, we have a bad pass. We have another penalty against Iowa Central. I think that's 5 in a row. Their discipline, like you just said, Abby, is totally letting them down.
If they're not careful, referee could go to a card here shortly and have a man down just because of the positioning on the field. They're within the scoring opportunity, that 22-meter line of the opposition.
Absolutely. So Nazareth just, again, they can be patient as long as they've got possession. Time is up, but as long as they have possession, then the clock will keep going. Again, we're getting some decent carries. It's a little bit sideways. Some of the passes a little bit loose, which is where Iowa Central will definitely capitalize if they keep passing that way. Oh, my goodness. We have another penalty at the breakdown. Well, Bowen with some great footwork there, Abby. Amazing footwork, keeping Nazareth alive in this one.
Bowen definitely doing his job, but can his teammates get it done? And unfortunately, ball pops out and Jennings has it for Iowa Central.
Jennings will not be caught, I don't believe. I think he's actually lulling Nazareth in so he can. No, he's not. He's just slowing down. But another score from a turnover, and that will take us into the half. And Nazareth have to be disappointed. They were camped inside Iowa Central for the last 2 or 3 minutes, which is a long time in sevens, and they had many penalties to their advantage, and they did not take advantage of it.
Nazareth's support letting them down, not quite on the same page, forcing offloads, and then forced offloads lead to errors. Iowa Central capitalizing on that one with 5 points with a 90-meter run down the far side of the pitch.
Okay, Abby, I'm going to put you on the spot here for a second. You're you're coaching Navy women, so congratulations. Look forward to seeing your team play tomorrow. But if you're in the Nazareth huddle right now as the head coach, what are you saying to them?
Support. It's 100% support and build the momentum. So instead of forcing the offload, forcing an attempt at a line break, just maintain possession. The ball is key in sevens as it is in rugby in general. And as long as they back each other, they secure those breakdowns, they'll be able to break through this Iowa Central side.
Yeah, well, we've got another exciting 7 minutes ahead. I'm sure that Brent Nelson on the Iowa Central side is probably pretty happy with his team's performance, except he'll be really disappointed in the lack of discipline. And as you mentioned a few minutes ago, I was actually surprised the ref did not go to his pocket because I think there were 5 or 6 back-to-back inside their own 22.
Agreed. And I think if you're Iowa Central, you start to roll your finishers in here. Remember, it's about the longevity over the weekend. You have 3 more games you're hopeful to play for, with that championship being the last one. Iowa Central made it to the semis last year, and it's about maintaining your team, that energy, keeping the legs fresh. So I think we'll start to see some substitutes come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Just so everyone who's listening knows and watching, you can have up to a 15-man roster here in the Collegiate Rugby Championship, but for each game, you can only name or use 12 players. So Iowa Central definitely has some depth. And as you said, Abby, I'm sure that they will be taking advantage of it because it's a long day ahead. It's already getting pretty warm and humid here in the Maryland area. Abby is used to this because she lives and works in D.C. I'm not because I live in Laguna Niguel, California, and we don't get this weather too often.
And then you're just rubbing it in that you live on the West Coast.
Yes, fair statement. Anyway, we're getting ready for the second half. Iowa Central with the ball in hand. Looks like we've got Cohen Webb ready to do the kickoff. And Nazareth has 7 minutes to try and get a 22-point deficit back. So let's see how it starts. Jennings, number 4 from Iowa Central, right in front of us. He's been a playmaker and a problem causer already for the first 7 minutes. Let's see what him and his teammates can do for the next 7. Abby, a question for you. Was that score faster than the score at the beginning of the match?
I think they did beat their own record starting the second half with more of a bang than they did in the first. That one clocked under 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's incredible. And again, that's what Iowa can do. So talk us through this.
Again, it's just the forced pass from Nazareth, and ball goes to deck. The bounce of the rugby ball is rarely kind, and this time it falls back into the hands of Iowa Central, who opened this second half with their 5th try of the match.
Yeah, so we're 27-0, and what you just said there is so true. If you look at the passing of Nazareth, it's not crisp. There's a lot of floated balls going over people's heads. That actually led to the try right before halftime, where one of the players had his ribs removed by Iowa Central, and we just saw that sort of thing again. So Nazareth, possession's gone to Nazareth inside their 22. So let's see if they can build something and move down the pitch. What I am going to say to you, Abby, is, and you can chastise me if you want, but I'm going to say that Iowa Central is going to win this match, even with 6 minutes left.
I will not chastise you for that statement. I am reluctant to agree given how this match has gone. And Nazareth, not that they're underskilled or lack the athleticism, but the error rate is too high. Again, seeing their ball going behind the shoulder, it's just not good enough to compete against a top side like Iowa Central.
And finally, we have a penalty 5 meters from the line for Iowa Central, so I think this could be danger time again. And it looks like they're going in the corner one more time. I feel very confident right now that I will definitely not be chastised by Abby during or after this match.
34-0, the Iowa Central side cheering on to their teammates on the bench. And it's simple, ball in 2 hands. I love that from Olesen. And then he just floats a pass out to Cameron, who gets his name on the score sheet.
Yeah, if you watch that score, there was nothing exciting about it. It was just good fundamental sevens. Get the possession at the penalty, move the ball through the hands, use your athleticism, and score on the edge. I think the only thing Iowa Central will be disappointed in is they're not scoring much under the post, so I think they've only made 1 or maybe 2 conversions, I believe, out of 6.
Nazareth not able to hang on to that restart. We saw the Iowa Central player come up and contest, but he does knock the ball on forward. So it will be a scrum to Nazareth.
Okay, so they have a scrum. It looks like they're just outside of 22. And once again, I think for Nazareth right now, they want to build some confidence for the next game. So they need to try and get a score just to feel a bit more bullish when they walk off the pitch at the end. Oh, they're trying to kick and chase, and let's see, do they have the speed to be able to do it? It looks like a good contest. Another nice chip through by Dylan Fairchild, and he's able to dot it down in the corner. How impressive was that, Abby?
I love this tactic. Iowa Central playing 7 up. That means everyone is in one defensive line. There's no one in the backfield. It's great heads up play. It's a different tactic, trying something to see if it works, and it did. It's some great footy skills from Fairchild, and it looks like try awarded. So we have ourselves a score for Nazareth. It's just that additional nudge from Fairchild, and he has the wheels, he has the awareness to dive. You see the fans throw their arms up in the corner, acknowledging the try and the effort.
That's tremendous credit to them, and the Lionel Messi skills that he showed there will carry them well through the tournament. And what you said was interesting about 7 men in the line. It seems to be happening more and more in sevens. It always used to be 6 up front and a sweeper, and now it seems most teams are playing 7 up front, or at least 6.5 to have defenders on the front line. And this time it caught Iowa Central out. So let's see what they can do with this possession. Nice carry by Connor Nix there. Oh, there's Bowen with a loose pass. Turned over again to Iowa Central. These turnovers are absolutely going to kill Nazareth. Let's see if we can get some support here for Cohen Webb. Oh, the ref's got his arms up. I think we might have a player in trouble here. Yes, we have a yellow card. Bit of a late hit, I believe, on the Iowa players. So Nazareth it just got, from bad to worse. Now they're playing with 6 men for another 2 minutes.
Jennings won that one back. We're sitting here halfway, and the next team's about to come on. You can hear the disappointment from the audience. It was a beautiful spot from Webb. He tries the crossfield kick, but Jennings unable to hold on to that one.
Well, with a minute to go, Nazareth will see the game out, a man down with the 2-minute sin bin, and now they've got a scrum right outside of their try zone. So this should be an interesting test for them, see if they can get him away from the shadow of the goalposts. And now they've conceded a penalty at the scrum, which makes it even more difficult. Opportunity here for Iowa Central to put the final dagger in, I think, Abby.
Simple through the hands would do it, but a loose pass. Nazareth pick it up. Can they go the 100 meters?
Another penalty for leaving their feet at the ruck, so Nazareth have an opportunity to clear their lines. And unfortunately, that little quick tap gets knocked on, and the referee blows his whistle. So, Abby, give us a summary of that match, please.
Summary: Iowa Central foot on the gas pedal the entire time. Nazareth error rate letting them down, keeping them out of this match. But Iowa Central, keep your eyes on them as they progress into match 2, still have their eyes on that championship match.
Well, we'll take a very short break here as the other 2 teams start to come on the pitch. Give Abby and I a chance to breathe, hydrate a little bit. It's going to be a warm day here in Boyd's, Maryland, so we all need to stay hydrated, players especially. We look forward to the next match, which we have Purdue against Clemson, it looks like. The colors don't seem to correspond to what I'm used to with these teams, but maybe they've gone for a different sevens look. Say that these are not the teams that we had for this match, because to me it looks like a Delaware St. Bonnie's look. So we'll have to take a look and do the best opportunity we can with what we've got. But it looks like the schedule might have changed.
Well, we adapt and overcome. We do have Delaware in the blue and white stripes on the left of your screen.
So just for our viewers, we do have a change, unfortunately, in the schedule here, where originally it was supposed to be Clemson against Purdue on this field, and the Bonnies were supposed to play Delaware in the stadium. but someone on the Bonnies or Delaware must have offended the organizers, and they've now been moved to field 12. So now we have Delaware against the Bonnies, and we don't know any of the players, but we will do the best we can. And I know with Abby sitting alongside me, we'll have no issues making it exciting. You know, Abby, I want to be honest. I don't really know a lot about these two teams. You know, I've competed against Delaware in the past, not against the Bonnies. I would say on paper, with their sevens history, the Bonnies are probably the slight favorites here. But again, as we said in sevens, anything can happen. And right now, Delaware doing a nice job of possession retention inside the Bonnies 22.
St. Bonnies tried that kick out of their own 22. A risky tactic in sevens, giving that ball back to Delaware as they cross over the whitewash.
That was some very, very nice patient sevens by Delaware. They'll be really happy with that. You know, good ball retention, just move the ball to the edge, use a little bit of a step, and in the corner, making the kick hard, but they will be very happy to be up 5-0.
It's a late fold from Delaware. They go over to that short side, exploit the space. It's a great little probe at the base of the ruck, and then simple skills getting them 5 in the corner.
Yeah, what was nice there was the inside man did a carry almost to contact, committed the defender, and then just a little pop pass to the left for the man to go in fairly untouched. So again, Delaware will be happy, and the Bonnies will have to look at this and figure out what they do to correct it.
And the Delaware team lining up with about 10 meters to sprint onto this kick chase, see if they can get it back, but it's a great retain from the Bonnies.
Yeah, Bonnie's doing what they should, just move the ball to the side, try and probe a little bit, see how the tackling is, look for the offloads, and they get the offload, and now they're breaking away. Number 6 looks amazing, and really, really phenomenal sevens. Again, fundamental sevens, and it paid off for them.
Bonnies with the quick answer, matching this one 5-0, 5-all, but the strength and then the offload, great support line from the interior, and he goes the distance. And looks like he converts his own try, taking the Bonnies into the lead 7-5.
That's some glamour right there, scoring a nice try and then converting your own. So they've got to be very happy with that one. And again, the Bonnies now back in the game, which is going to make for an exciting balance of this first half. Nice contestable kick. Knocked backwards by Delaware, but putting themselves under pressure inside their 22. But they managed to retain possession, looking to carry out from under the shadow of the goalpost, and they're able to do it for a little bit. They've come just outside the 22, but a spilled ball knocked on, and so we'll have an attacking scrum for the Bonnies right on the 22, just the right of the goalpost. So let's see what their set play looks like here.
Great kick chase from Bonnies for me, applying heaps of pressure to Delaware, never feeling comfortable maintaining that restart or with ball in hand. And if Bonnies can continue to apply that, they'll be putting themselves in a great attacking position.
Okay, so we got a quick tap there, free kick to the Bonnies. So again, they're moving the ball to the edge, just trying to probe the Delaware defense, managed to retain possession. Sure, they'll be trying to move it to the other side right now to see if they've created some space. Some nice ball handling there. Big guy running through the middle. Nice pop-up pass, but it's taken offside, though, against Delaware right under their post. So the Bonnies will have a penalty opportunity right in front, and they go quickly. And this should be untouched. And again, just fundamentals.
Great skill execution, great rugby IQ, knowing you just had a turnover, likely the defense is condensed, let's get the ball out wide. It's a simple quick tap through the hands, each player crisp skills into the corner.
That almost had a little gustitis to it, I think. So very impressive. And so the Bonnies, we talked about in the beginning as probably the favorites. They started slowly, but they look as though they're clicking into gear a little bit. So, Delaware needs to, get back in, get some possession, and get out of their end after a beautiful conversion. Wow, what a kick.
From our first try scorer, converting both. And that one very difficult from the edge. Those 2 points can go a long way in rugby sevens.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get the conversion, it makes a huge difference potentially at the end of the game. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. So once again, a restart for the Bonnies. Let's see what they do. Nice high restart and contestable again. Knocked backwards by Delaware, but they do manage to retain possession. Oh, and now we have a penalty. We have a yellow card against the Bonnies for knocking the ball down. Just in sevens, much more so than in 15s. If you knock the ball down without really an attempt to catch, you're always going to get that yellow card. So the Bonnies are now going to play down a man for the next. Oh, a lovely breakout here by number 10. He's supported on the edge by 16, but a really good cover tackle by the Bonnies. Great cover tackle since they're a man down.
That chase back is so impressive, especially when you're leading the game. You're already ahead, but that grit to get back, well done from the Bonnies. And they earn that ball back.
Absolutely, and they'll probably try and slow the possession down a little bit right now. Since they do have man in sin bin, they probably want to milk the clock, certainly into halftime, and try and recover for a strong second half. So let's see how they get out of their end here. Once again, I apologize. We have a different matchup than we were promised, so we're doing the best we can with the teams. Unfortunately, we don't have the names, so any parents that are watching, family members, I'm sorry that we can't call out the name of your son. Again, good fundamentals there at the breakdown, using the three-man pod, looking for an opportunity.
Penalty to the Bonnies. Again, knowing it's halftime, taps the ball, kicks it out on the full, knowing they have the man down. So smart work from the Bonnies. Score is 14 for the Bonnies, just 5 for Delaware, and there will be 30 seconds remaining on that yellow card as we go into that second half.
Please. Well, welcome back. We had a quick 1 minute halftime there. Although I don't think you can say a quick 1 minute halftime because a minute is a minute, whether you consider it quick or not. But anyway, we're back in the action here with the Bonnies, up, in a very tight competitive match, 14-5 over Delaware. And the Bonnies have to kick off in this second half. So let's see what the next 7 minutes holds in store. Again, a really nice high contestable restart. The Bonnies were able to retain possession, and once again, they're just showing the patience of moving the ball to see if they can find some space. Big man on the edge causing some problems. Looks like the turnover is good. Yeah, we got a penalty there. Really good turnover at the breakdown by Delaware. So they'll be able to clear their lines a little bit if they choose to do so and try and get back down into dangerous territory.
looks like Bonnie's will be back to the full complement of 7 after this break, so the next stoppage on the field. So let's see if Delaware can exploit having that man overload.
Yeah, very loose in the tackle there. No ruck was formed, so the Bonnies were able to come in and take possession, and now they've got a resulting penalty. And you just called it, Abby. I mean, that's a bit of naive rugby, I'd say, from Delaware, because they have a man up. They really should have been trying to move the ball rather than in close quarters. So big mistake, I feel, by them, and they could be punished for that. I'm not really clear what we have called there. Did you see it, Abby?
The medical staff for Delaware was on the pitch, and the Bonnies smartly ran right to them, knowing no one was going to be tackled with a bystander on the middle of the pitch. So referee just stopping the game, resetting with the scrum. Because the Bonnies had the ball, they were the attacking side. It will be their possession.
Yeah, and disappointing for 15 there on Delaware again. I wish I had his name, but it looks like he's done some damage to his right leg. He's getting medical attention right now. Hopefully he's able to heal up and get back for their next match, because they will definitely need him. But as you said, in the meantime, scrum possession to the Bonnies. Let's see what they can do with it. Again, the Bonnies are showing some patience in the build-up. They're just probing, and eventually there will be space, and they're going to be attacking it. The big number 3 on the edge here, he's a load, and he just bundles over number 14. And a great offload to number 2, who's going to go down untouched. What a try by the Bonnies.
The combinations from the Bonnies showing that power and physicality, and then releasing the speed. That is the beauty of sevens, the beauty of rugby, is you have this complement of players alongside one another, really valuing that skill set that each brings. You see 3 just lowers his body, uses the fend, and then the footwork, the in and out, and absolutely away for Bonnies to get a try. And that was the man in the
hits the post,
doing his job as he gets back on the pitch.
I'm sorry I cut you off there, Abby. I was so excited about the kick. I thought he was going to make a big one from the edge and jumped in with excitement. So I apologize for that. Once again, another possession going the Bonnies' way. Well, number 7 with a very individual effort there. Just took the ball, saw the gap, turned on the gas, and another score for the Bonnies. So they have a comfortable lead now at 24-5.
Hearing the bench saying, "Come on, Harry." So potentially Harry Healy there with the try, as we do our best to speculate from the broadcast booth sans rosters.
I do have to say a lot of credit here to Abby, not only putting up with me, but she's on her phone, she's on social media, she's finding rosters, and she's trying to apply the names as best she can. So I think I definitely doff my hat to Abby Gastitis for her efforts here. But also doffing the hat to the Bonnies. Comfortable win. Let's see if they can get after the possession again. Oh, a different style of kick here, which Delaware managed to deal with on the second attempt.
Again, a difficult restart for Delaware, but referee heads to the pocket again, and this time 2 yellow cards for the number 2 from Bonnies, which in Rugby Sevens leads to that red card, so he will be out for the remainder of this match. Bonnies down to 6.
And I'm not sure how it's structured, Abby, maybe you know better than I do, but with the red card from this match, does that actually rule him out for the next match?
It will go to review and see if it's deemed any game bans. Likely be able to play again, but that is out of our hands.
Absolutely. It wasn't anything egregious, but it was 2 yellows, which, as Abby said, leads to a red. And so we'll see what the organizers of the tournament decide to do with that. So a little bit, about a minute and a half left to go. Delaware doing a nice kick and chase. Oh, it looks like we've got some speed for Delaware. Did they knock it on? They knocked it on when they were trying to retain possession. Disappointing there for Delaware. They gained great territory and they couldn't finish it. So the Bonnies now have possession just outside of the 5 meters from their goal line with less than a minute to go. So are you going to call this one, Abby?
I think 26-5, a minute to go, probably safe bet. Regardless that Bonnies only have 6 men on the pitch. It'd be great for Delaware to end with a try, but they are on the defensive end.
Yeah, I'm sure the Bonnies will just try and move the ball here, a little bit of retention. But they've actually been turned over at the scrum. It's been knocked on. So now the scrum will actually be Delaware's possession, probably the last possession of the match. So as you said, hopefully Delaware can create something here and put in another score. Started the game with the score and hopefully end it.
Delaware coming in the underdog in this match. They did score first, but they haven't scored since. And Bonnies with those 4 tries, 3 of which have been converted with some great kicks.
Oh, going down the blind side here. Oh, untouched. Wow. Yeah, I think the Bonnies probably, I don't know if they conceded that try, but they certainly didn't seem to work hard to defend it, knowing that the game was in hand. And
see the 9 here for Udell. Dummies to the 10, coming around to the open side, and then just has the rugby IQ, the knowledge, awareness to dive into the corner, attempts to convert his own, but it will fall short.
Yeah, nice creative play by them. I'm sure they'll be pleased. Looks like the final whistle has gone, so we have a final score of 26-10, the Bonnies over Delaware, and we'll wait for our next matchup. And hopefully this time we'll actually have some names and numbers that we can correspond to.
St. Bonnie's on to the next match, continuing towards the hopes of that championship.
And what I will say, I'm really excited, Abby, because we have, looks like a big green coming on, which tells us it is Dartmouth. And so the opposition is going to be Loyola of Maryland as scheduled. So, Abby, I know you're a local. What do you think about this one? Are you going to be picking the home team?
Unfortunately, my Maryland ties might need to break for this match as my rugby analyst hat goes on. Dartmouth will be the heavy favorites. They have a lot of experience throughout their squad. They've played in big tournaments, won big matches, and they'll definitely be the favorites in this head-to-head against Loyola of Maryland.
Yeah, Dartmouth definitely have a reputation in sevens. They participated in the old CRC prior to NCR taking over the CRC. So they won it a couple of times, at least in Philadelphia, with Madison Hughes actually captaining them, who became for many years and still is, I believe, the Eagles captain. So a very creditable program, and we're looking forward to seeing how they perform against Loyola. And we have the kickoff here. Loyola putting it deep, probably trying to test what Dartmouth looks like from the back. And Dartmouth breaking out. Number 8 from Dartmouth with a really nice carry there. Max Schlager.
And the 22nd score sheet continues. We have had some cracking tries in the opening halves of all of these first 3 games in the Men's Premier Cup here at the Soccerplex.
Just good individual carry on the edge, uses space, a little bit of a juke there with the ball, and he goes in the corner. He'll be very happy with his performance there, will be Mr. Schlager, and he'll probably be short of a little breath.
Max Schlager coasts down the left-hand touch line. For me, a little poor defensive effort from Loyola Maryland. Weak attack Weak attempt at the tackle. But Schlager, kudos to him. 5 points to his name.
Absolutely. So we got Landesino with the kickoff there, easily retained by Loyola. So let's see if they can actually have some possession after giving up a 20-second score. Moving the ball a little bit to the edge, now trying to explore a gap in the middle. Oh, what a great breakout. Now they do have a sweeper in place, so can 14 stop him, which he does effectively. Really nice play by Strazzolini, the sweeper there, just to hold up the run. And Abby, you talked about in the first game, the extra defender of the touchline did not help Loyola in that case.
Inexperience shown there when these up-and-coming teams come into these tournaments and just slip into the touchline thinking that they can get around their defender. Again, you have to jam back in or you just gift possession back to the opposition, and then you're forced to defend.
So now, yeah, they're defending in the attacking area of Dartmouth 22, and let's see if Dartmouth can be able to move the ball and create a little bit of space. Much better defensive presence there by Loyola. Shut down the attack. Once again, just patiently moving the ball to the side, letting the big mad rumble a little bit. That was number 2, Jamie Phillips. Nice strong carry. Oh, once again on this left edge, 5, Ulysses Brenzel. Ulysses with a great carry there. And Dartmouth building patiently, looking for some space, which I think they've probably created. Oh, he had a little kick ahead that didn't work. He wasn't the Messi of the last match, that's for sure.
Should be a penalty from my eyes all the way over here. Accidental offsides, it looked like, but maybe the Dartmouth player didn't actually touch the ball once he knocked it on. But I would like to call out the winger for Loyola of Maryland. Looks like it was Cedric Tyson wearing number 14. He has made 2 incredible stops here on this near touchline, keeping his team right in this match.
Yeah, and he's a local. He's out of Baltimore, so I'm sure he's got friends and family here cheering him on. You know, very short, stocky frame, very muscular, and he definitely knows what he's doing in terms of contact.
Free kick awarded to Dartmouth, either an early foot in or not hooking. So Dartmouth back with ball in hand, bundling through the Loyola Maryland defense.
Oh, Jamie Phillips, the number 2 there. Big hooker, 6'1", 220, just carried with conviction. And Loyola did not have an answer for him.
As soon as he sees that free kick, it's great heads up rugby. Looks ahead, says, I got this, I back myself, I have the size, I have the power. And turns out he also has the pace to get himself on the score sheet.
As Chris Berman would probably say, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. Very, very impressive. And Loyola, if they're going to stop him, they've got to get low and physical in the contact. Trying to tackle a big boy up high like that is only going to end badly for you as the defender. So commit more to the low tackle, the chop tackle, and they'll be in better position. Kicks called backwards by the referee, so still Dartmouth possession.
It looks like that initial tap back from the restart did go backwards, and then just a small knock on the deck there from Brenzel. He's done well on the edge for Dartmouth. A little error there gifts the ball back to Loyola of Maryland.
I'm interested in this scrum to see if Dartmouth really tries to contest it, because they do have a big pack. I'm wondering if they'll try and, turn the ball over, or if they'll just settle to get into their defensive shape. Let's see. Yeah, standing up, called against Loyola, so possession penalty goes to Dartmouth. Actually, a nice low tackle there on Phillips. That's what we were just talking about. He gets the ball back, and he does the same thing, Abby.
This time not staying on his feet, but diving over the whitewash for another 5-pointer. 2 tries in just as many minutes, and Dartmouth seemed to be running away with this one.
Yeah, running away is definitely the appropriate term. 17-0 with the kick to come. And to be honest with you, we haven't seen a lot from Loyola. I think we're seeing commitment, but we're definitely not seeing execution.
It's 2 penalties in a row on the Loyola Maryland scrum. Great support from Phillips. And then he gets back to his feet. So that's actually his second touch on the ball. He's the initial support line, gets the offload to his teammate, pops right back up, and then gets into the try zone. Great work rate shown by him.
Yeah, I saw that Phillips was out of Tunbridge Wells, and I was thinking that was back in my homeland of England in Kent, but it's not. It's actually Tunbridge Wells in New Hampshire. So I didn't know there was a Tunbridge. So you learn everything, learn new things every day. Especially sitting next to Abby Gustitis, you learn a lot.
Loyola Maryland, ball in hand, rips a long pass out to the second hand. Some great footwork there shown by Daniel Mundy, keeping ball in hand.
Yeah, and great support by Deke, and they've managed to retain possession. They really have a great opportunity here, and they've earned a penalty for not releasing in the tackle, so they'll be striking as quickly as they can. And they're in for the score. You could hear the crowd on the other sideline obviously cheering for Loyola, the local crowd. But a really nice score. I didn't manage to see the number on that, but very impressive carry and finish.
A real team effort there from Loyola of Maryland. Good awareness from Deacon. Knows he has a player outside him. And then the right hand fend. The balance and athleticism. You see him throw the fist bump up in celebration as he attempts to convert his own try.
Absolutely, and there's the whistle for half, but a great score, and again, that will give them some hope coming into the second half that they're back in the match, just down 2 scores.
That score before halftime, ever crucial. Give the team a little bit of pride, something to connect on and build on as they take a moment before kicking off this second half.
Once again, I'd just like to say thank you to National Collegiate Rugby for organizing this tournament. 144 teams here, 144 teams will be represented over the next 3 days. Believe it's the largest sevens tournament in the world. So, credit to NCR for putting it together. Credit to the Rugby Channel who are broadcasting it, as well as the YouTube channel that some of the broadcasts are on. And also to TVX Video, who are actually doing a lot of the production out here on Field 12, and just world-class production. So thank you to everyone on that team. So as we get ready for the second half, what are your thoughts? I'm going to put you back in the Loyola huddle this time.
Loyola Maryland huddle. That last minute of play was the best we'd seen from them. For me, you have to clean up your set piece, 2 attacking scrums, 2 penalties, giving away that possession. So clean that up. And then on defense, just stay connected. It's just keeping it simple. I think Loyola Maryland have a shot here, but Dartmouth will be hungry to take that lead even further as they kick off the second half.
Yeah, now we can see a little more clearly, Abby. I think the try was scored by Brennan Ames, number 15, from Loyola, fullback. He's he's another local Towson, Maryland boy. So I'm sure Abby's very familiar with him, being the local that she is. And Dartmouth kick us off. Oh, never let the ball bounce in sevens, right, Abby?
Have to catch that on the full, and then an infringement straight away as Dartmouth look to exploit this through Strazzolini.
We got a turnover, we got a knock on, and so Loyola now have the ability to try and move away, gain some territory here, keep the possession. They've done a nice job of so far. Oh, but now we get a penalty going the other way, not releasing in the tackle. So we have Dartmouth with a quick tap. And once again, it's the number 2 from Tunbridge Wells who's going for his third score, a hat trick. I think that's our first hat trick, isn't it, Abby?
Our first hat trick here on field 12 goes to the number 2, Jamie Phillips, the big man in the middle of the pitch for Dartmouth, just using his power and his physicality. First of all, he earned his team the ball back with that great low body position, a little dummy to the edge. Not sure the defense even falls for it, but he has that size to barrel himself back into the try zone.
Absolutely, perfectly put. He barreled himself in. He's actually a graduate student studying globalization studies. And he seems to certainly know his global way around the rugby pitch on what we've seen so far today. So look forward to seeing how he performs the rest of the tournament. But a very bright start by him and by his Dartmouth teammates. We have a substitute coming on here now. We've got number 13 coming on. Teddy Johnson's coming on out of Pelham, New York. The kick didn't go 10. So, Abby, tell us what happens in sevens if the ball doesn't go 10.
Free kick at the halfway, so it'll be a quick tap for the opposition. Loyola Maryland going quickly, seeing if they can catch this Dartmouth defense off guard.
It is interesting watching it because Loyola does some really nice things. They're doing what you called about some other teams earlier. They're making some fundamental mistakes, but when they have the ball and move it, they move it really nicely, and they've got a couple of really good rugby athletes.
And I'd love to see them use their winger, Cedric Tyson, out here. He's been lurking on this left-hand side the entire time, but his teammates just unable to get the pill out to him.
Once again, we have a strong carry from Phillips. We've talked about him a lot today. Nice hands there in the middle. Not a great pass. Well received. Oh, nice line inside. 14, good carry by Dartmouth there, Strazzolini, but he was well marshaled on the edge. Richard Wofford looks like he skated through there. He's out of Wofford, Georgia, and I think it's time to call it based on that, Abby, unless you tell me otherwise.
Richard Wofford just coasting through the defense. He slices it cleanly, ball in 2 hands, just a little swerve, that arcing angle. And then he's under the sticks. I do believe Dartmouth have secured this win, even though we still have 3 minutes left to play. We are seeing some finishers roll in the big green.
Yeah, Phillips just came off for a well-earned breather. He'll be getting in recovery mode for the next match, I'm sure. Again, we have a kick that goes to ground, but Loyola able to retain possession, and then we have a big clearance kick, huge clearance kick there by Ames. Unfortunately for them, it rolls into touch, so it will be a Dartmouth line out.
Certainly gained a lot of territory. I'm not sure kicking the ball away at this late stage in the game, down 24 points, is the best tactic. But if they can apply a lot of pressure, force a turnover, and get into the try zone, that'll be the result they're after.
Loose line out there, but we've got a free kick now. I didn't see what that was for. You probably have better eyes than I do.
Looks like they were in the tunnel, Loyola Maryland, which is deemed illegal, and now you see the game management from Dartmouth just slowing things down, seeking this one out.
And then we have a knock on. The game's lost a little bit of its momentum right now. I think we've, like you said a couple of matches ago, we've got some tired legs, which is understandable. Dartmouth probably feels comfortable with their lead and maybe just trying to see this one out and a couple of mental lapses.
Yeah, just a rogue pass there from Dartmouth, an unnecessary offload, looking to release one of his teammates, but ball back for Loyola of Maryland.
Okay, now they're hitting the edge. Good strong carry, but he lost the ball in the tackle. It looks like we've got a knock. Oh, the referee didn't call that. It looked like a clear knock on, but Loyola's able to retain possession. You have to go with the referee's whistle.
Thank you.
And now we have not 10, so we have a penalty again to Loyola right in front of the Dartmouth posts. And there goes Ames, another little beautiful dummy. He's impressive, isn't he, Abby?
He is. I love his heads-up play. He reads the defense so well, whether he's looking to exploit a gap himself or release one of his teammates. Ball in two hands always keeps the defenders on their toes. And he's even the one who restarts us. Looks like the grass helped him out with the Dartmouth defender. Williams falling over, but you got to exploit what's in front of you, and Ames did just that.
So we're down to the last few seconds. It looks like it's come back. I'm not sure what the referee has called. It's on the far side of the pitch here, and it's sometimes hard for us to see, but the try is not given, and Loyola retains possession, which is really interesting. I would have thought there'd be some sort of advantage, but here goes Amos again, and he does score.
Doesn't mess that one up, apparently, so he is back in for a double. 2 tries to his name, 2 tries for Loyola. They will end this one on a loss, but a consolation try nonetheless.
Yeah, once again, you know, it'll make them feel more buoyant going into the next game. Here we go again, just a quick pick up at the back. Offload out to the right. Great carry by Ames. Got his body low, carried a couple of defenders to push it in. So 2 tries for him. Good individual performance, a little bit of a disappointing performance from Loyola, and they'll have some work to do to get ready for the next match. But what a great first 3 matches, Abby.
All 3 favorites ending up with victories and marching on to still compete in that championship final. Dartmouth, really well-rounded performance. I think they have a lot of threats across the board, and they'll be a team hunting after this trophy. We have Belmont Abbey College on your left, wearing the red, kicking off to Drury College in the gray on the right-hand side of your screen. Welcome back. We are here at Field 12 of the Collegiate Rugby Championship. Belmont Abbey wearing the red jerseys on the left-hand side of your screen. Drury College in the gray on the right. Restart does not go 10 from the get, so Drury College, they have the free kick at the halfway, looking to play quickly. They have the overlap. Can they exploit it? Some power shown, but equally met from Belmont Abbey. Drury maintained possession, shifting the ball through the hands, and then puts boot to ball, spotting the gap back in behind. Kick chase is on, but Belmont Abbey able to scoop that one up and have a crack themselves in the middle. Great bit of handling, and then the offload goes loose. Backwards, says the referee, but Drury holding on to that one. And then the long arm penalty as they look quickly. The pace of this match, frenetic from the get. Bounce of the ball is kind for Drury, but the 1v1 contact battles have already come in hot the first 90 seconds of this match. And again, we're in the men's premier bracket. Drury looking to one-up Belmont Abbey. Again, spots some space in behind. Belmont Abbey able to get back and cover this one relatively easily. Seeing if they can get that turnover. And unfortunately deemed illegal from the referee. The tackler still in the breakdown as Drury comes in to try and jackal that. An error from Belmont Abbey. Drury does well, keeps the ball in play, has a look, slows things down, waits for his teammates to get back on sides. And a little show and go. And he is up the middle of the pitch. He knows he has his teammate out on the wing. But a big collision coming in from Belmont Abbey. Moves the ball away from the breakdown and then just takes his eyes off the ball. He's disappointed with that one, as they were certainly building some momentum. And apologies, we just had a switch of fields. We do not have rosters at this moment, hopefully coming for the second half. Belmont Abbey with the scrum. They have that ball in the middle of the pitch, so they have threats on both sides, seeing which way they'll go depending on the defense. Scrum half has a look, releases his winger who has some wheels and a bit of footwork, and he is through. He's gonna have the opening score of this match, and it's right under the sticks. Belmont Abbey with very little possession, but looking to capitalize when they do. First try 5 points to 0, Belmont Abbey over Drury.
Yeah, Miles, come on. Walk in, baby.
Apologies for some technical issues here. And it looks like Belmont Abbey are in for their second try, bringing the score 12 points to 0, under 2 minutes to play.
It's going to be a penalty to play in the air, quick tap taken.
Belmont Abbey kicking off again. Drury able to hold on to that restart, but down 2 scores. And then it's a penalty against Belmont Abbey. Drury with possession, seeing if they can use this overlap. Ball off the deck. But the contact work from Belmont Abbey has been superb. And penalty awarded. You see Belmont Abbey looking to the corner, opting for that line out and territory gain. And we are back underway here on Field 12 in the men's premier bracket. You have Belmont Abbey College in the red on the left-hand side of your screen, with the opposition, Drury College, in the gray, attempting to keep Belmont Abbey out for their third try, but coming back to a penalty. Apparently no advantage gained there, so long-arm penalty to Belmont Abbey. They've elected for the set pieces previously, and it looks like they'll do so again, choosing that scrum, which is really to their benefit, pulling in those Drury defenders and seeing if they can find some space to work a little of their finesse with their edge players. We are at the last play of the half. Belmont Abbey have stacked their entire back line on this right-hand side, but great pressure coming off the scrum. Scrum half held up. And then another boot to ball. The chase is good, but the chase back. And one of the strangest kicks we'll see and placements. It lands on top of the tackle shield. The Drury player dots it down, so that will take us to halftime. Belmont Abbey leading 12 points, Drury 0.
trickles to the touch, it'll be a line out to Marion. Taken over by Michigan. Try for Michigan. Shannon Klockmeyer, the junior, the Boulder High School goal.
Welcome back to Field 12 at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. We have Drury College on the left-hand side of your screen in the gray. They'll be kicking off to Belmont Abbey College in the red on the right-hand side. Belmont Abbey with 2 tries in the first half and a wobbly restart from Drury. A bit of a coach killer, having just come out of halftime, wanting to galvanize your squad and get back in this one. So gifting that ball to Belmont Abbey with the attack from the midfield. And a loose pass goes out to Samuel Patch and then bundled into touch. So Drury with ball back in hand, looking to get themselves on the board. Drury had a lot of possession in that first half, just unable to convert any of their scoring opportunities. And apologies, you're just stuck listening to me as my co-commentator. Jeremy had to go coach his Claremont College side. But some heavy collisions here on the pitch. It's a great carry from Drury. Referee blows up the ruck saying long arm penalty. So Belmont Abbey have to get back 10. He's having a conversation. I believe is a little bit of a late hit. He's saying just keep it controlled, keep it contained, keep the game legal. It's all about player welfare and safety. What a big front forward carry there from Drury. Referee ducks out of the way as the pill moves through the hands of Drury. A little bit of a left foot step, doesn't really get anywhere. There's a lot of space on the edge, but playing a very close quarter game as Belmont Abbey tries to muscle the Drury player off the deck, and you have a 3v2. Can they find some space? It looks like the drag is on, but the cut doesn't come. The tackle is good from Thomas Bennett, but the offload is better. He's able to maintain possession. Drury should surely be in, and they find themselves to the try line untouched. Well done from Drury, climbing and clawing their way back into this match, keeping their hopes alive at a victory here against the powerhouse that is Belmont Abbey.
There's a kick into touch. And that'll be the end of the first half.
Conversion is no good from in front of the stick, so score remains 12 points to 5. A converted try, all the difference here on Field 12. Again, we're in the men's premier bracket. That's the top sides across the country meeting here. And this is our tightest match of the day. The others had been quite one-sided, but Drury, no errors can be seen on this restart. But again, it does not go 10. So when you're restarting, it has to cross over that dotted line on your screen, that's the 10-meter line. When it doesn't, the receiving team gets the ball at halfway, and they'll look to do a tap move. Belmont Abbey, it's a simple pin and pass, but the handling is letting them down. Pat looks to offload it to Angelinek, and he knocks it on. And Drury have themselves an opportunity. It's a scrum to them. They have about 20 meters of space on the near side of your screen, but have their entire back line to the top half. I'd love to see the scrum half from Drury just exploit this weak side if Belmont Abbey choose not to defend it. You see the Belmont Abbey defender, number 15, I believe it's Watt. He's right at the base. He's edged over a little to the left, so it looks like Drury should use that top hand portion of the screen. But power coming in from the scrum. A knock on in the tackle, so advantage to Belmont Abbey. They will come back for that little knock. But the forwards of Drury being manhandled in that scrum from the Belmont Abbey forwards. They need to hit and hold and provide that clean platform for their back line. So we have ball with Belmont Abbey. A little game management here as they're 7 points up. But long arm penalty to Drury. Referee says play on. He tries the crossfield kick, but the wind catches it. So referee coming back for the long arm penalty. For me, that's advantage over. You opted for the kick. It didn't go as you planned, but I don't have the whistle in hand. So ball will be with Drury. Belmont Abbey back 10. This is an opportunity for Drury to tie this one up. They need a converted try. Just over a minute left. They have the wraparound, ball in two hands. The pin and pass has worked well for them. Heavy hit coming in from Belmont Abbey. Shows a little dummy inside. He's able to stay in touch, but the counter ruck is good, but the pickup is better. It's a 1v1 battle. Where are his teammates? Where is the support? And unlucky, the AR has their flag up on that far hand side, which means the Drury player just slipped into touch. Inexperience shown there from this Drury side. Ball back for Belmont Abbey, and they'll look to just kill this clock, walk away with a victory, and carry on towards that championship final in the stadium tomorrow evening. Reminder that this is single elimination tournament. It's absolutely ruthless. The sport of rugby sevens already is, but this adds that extra element of pressure. Belmont Abbey, great line out, great take. Ball in the center's hands, shows a dummy, shows some power and physicality to maintain his upright stature, gets the offload off. And then Angelinek, can he get the footy skills into the try zone? He converts, he seals the deal for Belmont Abbey, and what a well-worked try. Some individual effort there, giving his team something to celebrate, as it was a back and forth match. But that puts the stamp on this match. Belmont Abbey will continue on. Although brave effort from Drury, they have some standout players, some really strong work there in the middle of the pitch. Taylor Jones converts the try. Belmont Abbey with the victory, 19 points to 5, and that is a wrap here on Field 12. And I will hand you off to two new commentators.
Welcome back to Field 12 at the CRC National Championships game. So happy to have you with us. Charlie Morris alongside my partner from Notre Dame, Chris Daly, and we're here thanks to TVX Video for giving us the opportunity to bring you today's action. You just heard wonderful commentators, Jeremy and Abby, do a fantastic job through the first 4 games, dealing with rule changes and schedule changes in the morning of the first day, but we are bring you the next 4 games, Chris and I, here on Field 12, starting us off on the right, the Iona Gales in their maroon, black, and gold jerseys. And on the left, one of the favorites in this tournament, the top-seeded Kutztown Golden Bears. They won it all in 2022. And Chris, this one could get out of hand.
It could, and they're also runner-ups. Kutztown last year, they lost to the Wheeling Cardinals in that championship game. It was a great game and a great season for Kutztown, but now they're back. And Charlie, as you said, super happy to be with you. Happy to be on the Rugby Network. It's going to be a fun one. Iona, I heard their pregame speech. I'm not going to say the details. I think we would get kicked off air if I said everything that was said, but they are fired up. We could put it that way.
Iona coming in, ranked number 102 on Rugby Hawk. Just to put that in perspective, Kutztown, number 6. Again, one of the premier programs in the nation, both in 15s, but here in 7s as well, whereas Chris mentioned last year's runner-ups just a couple years ago. They won it all out of the Rugby East Conference, the Iona Gales out of the Liberty Rugby Conference. And we are underway, and it's the Gales getting us started. Jack Husker running forward. Skip pass out to the wing. Andrew Hart down the left side. Hart is going to drop the ball. A lot of action near the touchline. It's going to be the Golden Bears coming away with it. Dangerous pass. It's going to be knocked on.
And Kutztown with the scrum. Charlie, Kutztown beat Harvard 46-0 this season. Also dominant 31-7 win over Walsh. They beat some of the best teams in the country. You talk about them as a favorite. They have won big time and time again. They also have 5 losses on the year. One of those, of course, to Wheeling, but they played a lot of rugby. They come in as one of the most experienced teams on the season. I mean, I haven't really seen many teams who have played 20 games, such as the Golden Bears.
Yeah, they play a busy schedule and they do a lot of winning. Bears coming in to today with a record of 15-5 in those 20 games. You mentioned some of their notable results, and that loss to Wheeling, Fighting Irish Sevens Invitational. We had the pleasure of watching that one in South Bend, Indiana, and battle of 2 of the best in the nation. Tough first round draw for Kutztown, who ended up finishing 3rd place in that tournament. They are in the maroon jerseys today, and it's Iona with possession in the white over on the far side of the field. And tackled into touch. Good defensive play by Kutztown. They're going to look to move quickly, and move quickly they will. Look at this run all the way. And the first try of the game to the Golden Bears.
Well, Aiden Smith was highlighted as one of the players to watch, and you could see why here. 4 guys, splits the defenders, fakes one way, goes the other. Huge try from Smith, and one of the better players in the country. Puts it on display early to start this game. It was an offensive battle. All of a sudden, opens up thanks to Smith.
Yeah, Aiden Smith, the wing out of Trumbull, Connecticut, getting on the board first. And Golden Bears, the start they were looking for, striking about halfway through this game.
And Iona has held their own. They haven't had much offensively, of course. It's been Kutztown to start, but so far that was the only true line break that Kutztown has produced.
That was Archie Grayson with a nice kick. Set up his teammate who is down and slow to get up. Just over 3 minutes on a stop clock. Maybe Cameron Thurtell over there, number 4, trying to get to his feet after doing a nice job to receive the kick and then taking a big hit from one of the Gale tacklers.
And Chris Cleland for Kutztown has the ball right now. He's another one of their stars. It's him and Smith, both highlighted by NCR heading in to this great event, the biggest college rugby tournament in the United States, maybe the world. I would like to think it's got to be the world at this point. 144 teams this weekend. All starts today, of course. But Cleland, 2023 Dombrowski Award winner.
Hamish Goonan, number 8 for Iona, just picked up a yellow card on that play. So it's 7-on-6 for Kutztown, and they're going to find a line break. Nice tackle on Rowan Sierra. Save the try temporarily, still Kutztown ball. Benedict Quinn out wide, a lot of space to the wing, and it's perimeter try, doubles the lead. And that was quick and easy for the Golden Bears.
And they're taking full advantage of having a man up wide open out on the flank. Kutztown had a man. We're going to take another look at it here. A couple of quick offloads out to the far side of the pitch. And then a decisive assist from Chris Cleland, who we just highlighted. And smart offload from him. He thought about maybe going in, trying to go towards the middle, of course. But at the end of the day, they got a 2-possession lead now.
Yeah, certainly you want 7, but you can't complain about 5. And Cameron Thurtell, just a few seconds after struggling to his feet, gets into the try zone. So 10-0 Kutztown leads. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Iona's still playing with just 6. Kutztown goes to the near side with this kick. It's going to be received effectively by Jordan McKenzie, number 2 in white. Trying to help his teammate forward. Jack Husher struggles with it, finally does get that support. This fake offload, a little bit of a line space for James Phelps. Phelps, another cutback near midfield. But he loses the ball and all of that. Now a pass goes off the head. It's intended target. Ball kicking around everywhere. Ref's letting him play. Now she'll stop it.
Going to call a knock on. Ref was trying to play advantage for Iona, but I believe the knock on comes from the off the face play as Iona's Goonan enters back into the game after the 2-minute break for the yellow card.
And give credit to the Gales defense. Did surrender a try, but unsuccessful conversion and nothing really else while playing down a man for the past 2 minutes.
Oh, they haven't really gotten into their attacking half of the pitch, Charlie. Would like to see that maybe in the last 25 seconds here, or of course in the next 7 minutes to come in the second half.
What they can do off the scrum. Couple passes to the far side. Options for Goonan. He's going to kick it ahead, bouncing away, but gathered in effectively by Aiden Smith, and you talked about. Nice juke move. And some space perhaps, and another long run for Thurtell, or Smith. Smith gives it off. It's brought to the ground, Toby Gray. Now it's Thurtell all the way out far. Maybe one more, there it is to the wing. We got another runner out there, but the pass is faked, spinning towards the line. And it looks like he's in for the score. And indeed, another try for Kutztown. The Bears with 3 in the first half.
Yeah, it was Chris Cleland yet again. Had a nice assist earlier, but there it is. The deceptive fake offload. And he goes right through that gap in the Iona defense. Nice, healthy lead now for Kutztown, 15-0, as the clock hits zeros on this first half.
Tough angle conversion, has good boot on it, and it's through. What a kick. An incredible conversion sends it to 17-0 at the break. All Kutztown in this 1 versus 8 matchup.
Not releasing the penalty. Great defense coming back from field.
Anything? Yeah. Looking good? Yep. Talk is good. Just, again, sort of still playing with last year's sevens, so that's going to happen. They're waving at me.
Second half just about set to get underway here in our 5th game of the day. If you've been with us since 9 a.m. first kickoff, you've seen Iowa Central Community College, the #1 team in the nation, take down Nazareth St. Bonaventure after an upset loss last year. Big win against Delaware for them to advance. Dartmouth picked up the victory over Loyola Maryland, and just the past game before this one, Belmont Abbey, 19-5 victory over Drury. Now you're getting a 1 versus 8 matchup in the Midwest Division. Kutztown, the #1 overall seed in that region. Iona, #8, trying to pull off the comeback and the upset. They are in possession of the ball, but just barely. A lot of bodies, a lot of contact going on. Iona does keep it. Now moving left to right. Referee's going to blow it back for the penalty. So Iona will have to retreat.
The
Get a
worst
stop.
The worst thing for Iona, Charlie, would be self-inflicted errors in this second half. You got to keep possession of the ball when you have a chance, and of course, defensively, they just need to play compact and no penalties. It would be ideal. I mean, 2 minutes in the box for Iona. Kutztown scored because of that. That's what they need to work on here in the second.
Good defensive stand along the near side there. So the Golden Bears will try the other side, put some new personnel into the game, and here's a nice run through a couple tackles. Lasha Asanidze for the try.
Well done from Kutztown. Get the ball, keep possession of it, work it to both sides of the pitch, and then Asanidze. Good individual effort. Catches Iona on their heels. Kutztown strikes first here in the second.
Yeah, off the assist from #5 in maroon, Ben Collison, so a couple new players into the game for the Golden Bears. We were told this morning that the substitution rules, Chris, were 5 subs allowed, no re-entry permitted. And we've since learned that has changed, so they're technically called movements. Movements, in other words, if a player exits a game for a non-injury related purpose, or even an injury related purpose, they can come back in. It just costs 2 substitutions or 2 movements. Whereas this morning it was once you're out, you're out. They've since amended the rule.
Yeah, the team's probably not used to playing like that yet. NCR always able to adjust on the fly, of course. And Charlie, you want to talk about other factors in this game besides the actual tactics and the players themselves. Look at this pitch. It's pristine. I mean, this might be the best pitch they play on all year unless they maybe go up the hill to that stadium pitch, which we were sitting on. That's also beautiful, but a great complex. Super happy to be here.
Yeah, the Maryland Soccer Complex. You get to look at the top of your screen, kind of up in that direction with the big scoreboard. That's where everyone wants to be. That's where the nicest field is, with the PA box and the scoreboard. All we have is us and you. And look at this run for Andrew Hart, finally wrestled down by the most recent. We commentate at the University of Notre Dame, Stinson Rugby Field in South Bend. That one's turf, so easier to keep in good condition. This one looks very nice and is the real grass. We have a player down.
Yeah, it was actually the guy who just made a huge play, Andrew Hart for Iona. One thing about sevens, a lot of times it does come down to individual brilliance, and Hart.
Yellow card still has 45 seconds. Watch out, little one. Watch out. Yeah, mate.
That's an operating contact on who the Sienna Saints.
Winding down, end of the half here, final minute in a 29-0 game. On deck, we've got the Fordham Rams to our right and Queens College to our left. Now they're in a 2-versus-7 matchup in the Midwest region. So theoretically, if all the favorites win, you could see this Kutztown team against the next team we're about to see, Queens, who are the 2 seed in the region. Theoretical Final Four matchup, or Elite 8 matchup, I should say.
I like the idea from Iona, just trying to kick it forward, of course, get somebody on it, but ends up in the hands of Kutztown, and that's always dangerous, Charlie.
Yeah, odd man rush offloaded off. Henry Thomas is going to have a trot to the try zone. Playing a man up, and they take advantage. So Thomas, the 6'3" wing out of Whitekirk, Pennsylvania, the easy trot and score to make it 34-0.
Yet another moment for Iona. Have the ball in their own half. It looks like they're about to strike, and then Kutztown ends up taking it away. Great defensive effort from Kutztown. And then, of course, they've turned that defense into offense. 36-0. What a game for us to start here. Absolutely dominant from the Golden Bears.
Kutztown big winners, they move on. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, it's Fordham and Queens on Field 12.